guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today we'll be reviewing the newest film from Disney Plus, Artemis Fowl.
Yeah, so we decided to check out this film after there's been a lot of back and forth with this film. Just like making it, it's been in production
For a while,
for a
yeah.
long time. And, it's one of the newer movies that you can actually watch. So we
Yeah, I
decided to
was
give it a
really
go.
interested to see how they were going to do it, just dropping it off on Disney Plus, because this was supposed to be like a big theatrical release. I think a lot of people were excited for it. I actually grew up being a pretty big fan of the Artemis Fowl books, so I was even pretty excited seeing this finally brought to life. It feels overdue for this series, but I have to say, it may be the most disappointing thing I've seen on Disney Plus so far.
Yeah, especially because it wasn't specifically made for Disney Plus. So that alone, this was supposed to be in theaters. Can you imagine
Yeah.
going to see this movie in theater and being as disappointed as you were watching it on Disney Plus?
One of the things I'll say about it is it does stray pretty far from the source material. Now, I'm a little fuzzy on my memory of the first couple Artemis Fowl books because it's been a while, but it definitely changes the whole narrative of how Artemis Fowl comes about, being thrown into the situation. It changes the whole aspects of everything going on with him in his family life. So if you're a big fan of the original book in particular, and we're hoping for a very faithful adaptation, it definitely falls short in that, at least for me.
I knew about the books, but I never actually read them, so I did know there was a huge craze. I remember in middle school, everybody buying these books, everybody wanted the next one. But this film was only an hour and a half long, and it felt like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah,
And it just lagged a lot.
Yeah, it takes a really pretty basic idea of what's happening with Artemis capturing one of the fairies. They're coming back. He's trying to find a way to get his father back. Everything's happening very quickly. But at the same time, it drags out everything. And a lot of the characters are very, very basic. I remember reading the books, and they feel such a fantastic world. They've built such great world-building parts to it. And it has some elements of that. You get to go into where the fairies live, and you get to see that other realm. So that looked pretty cool, but no one really had a lot to say in the movie. Now, right off the bat, I was interested in seeing that a lot of the characters that are being cast in this movie are played by Irish actors. So I did like how they kind of went above and beyond to do that. But the main person who's playing Artemis Fowl in the movie, Ferdia Shaw, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that name. That's my best guess. He's really one note. And I feel like it doesn't really bring this character to life in the way that I was hoping it would. I don't know if he really had a ton to work with because the script is very bare bones. He doesn't really say a whole lot, and he doesn't express a lot of emotion. So just overall, not the best performance from a pretty young actor.
I didn't really think any performances in this movie shined. There was a lot of the whole time, and it was just absolutely kind of annoying to me. I feel like half the characters spoke like that, and didn't understand why.
Yeah, particularly Josh Gad's character and Judi Dench's character, who is changed from the book because there's a male character in the book that plays Root, and then she's a female character. I don't really have a problem with that at all. I mean, Judi Dench is an incredible actress, so if you can get her, go ahead, rewrite the story. But her being in there, it's weird. I mean, at least she's doing something. She's definitely trying. She's not mailing it in, but she has a very gruff voice, and it's funny. I think this movie at times comes off unintentionally funny, and I think it's because it's definitely targeted towards a child's audience. And as an adult watching it, I'm like, this is so silly. Everything that's happening and all the characters, I can't take it seriously, even when I'm supposed to.
I thought it was also weird that you can tell they were trying to add jokes in there,
It fell flat. There was no laugh out loud moments, in my opinion.
We're mentioning David Bowie. There's other stuff, and it just doesn't go with the movie.
Especially when it comes to Josh Gad's character, because he's definitely supposed to be the comedic element to the thing. He's such a charismatic actor, and he does a really good job of adding that. But it feels so out of place whenever he's on screen, because the movie is trying to be serious. There's not a lot of lightheartedness to be had, honestly. But when he comes in, it's just a weird tone shift. There's some odd tone shifts in this movie.
And it's weird that he's the narrator in the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that. I didn't think that was necessary at all.
It's because it's Josh Gad. I think it's just because he's a recognizable voice, even though he changes his voice. I think that's why they chose him.
Yeah, overall, this movie is just not worth watching, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think it's one to skip. Maybe little kids would enjoy it. It's not that long, so if you want to put it on for children, they might find something to get out of it. And then another thing about it does have a really high budget, and the CGI at times looks really good, but it does fall flat again. This movie cost, I was looking up, north of $120 million to make, which is a lot of money to not really be great. Reminded me of Wrinkle in Time or John Carter, Disney just throwing money at a big franchise, trying to make something, and it just loses something in that.
Yeah, and also you can tell they were trying to do a sequel at the end because they left it open for a sequel, and it's just really weird.
And I hate that because like I don't know if we're gonna get a sequel honestly because it's being panned by so many
I
people
don't think so.
that like it really feels like an incomplete movie. And
Hmm.
honestly, with Colin Farrell's character, I thought there'd be more there. He's such a great actor. I love seeing him on screen. He gets almost no real time to do anything, and they definitely set up more in the second film. But yeah, just not fantastic.
Yeah, so I'd give this movie a 3 out of 10. I honestly did not enjoy this movie. I'm giving it a 3 just for, it that Disney going for this franchise, and it's a cool franchise as all whole
I'm glad
from the
they
book
tried it
series.
at least. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'd give it that. Obviously they have good actors like Judi Dench and Colin Farrell in it, but it just fell completely flat for me. It felt like a 2-hour movie, but it was only an hour and a half. The characters, I feel bad for the lead actor, the CGI, even the music. I was sick of the music at the end of this movie. It was just
yeah.
pounding.
So if I were to rate this movie, I would actually also give it a 3 out of 10. I was very disappointed as someone who enjoys the books. I was also very disappointed because even though I haven't thought all of Disney Plus content has been great, I've thought it's all been good. It's all been something I've enjoyed and been excited that they put out. Honestly, I wouldn't have cared if they would have just shelved this movie. It didn't add a lot for me. It didn't live up to the hype of this beloved franchise that's taken years to make a movie out of, and you thought these cool fantastic worlds would look great on screen, but it felt just hollow and just didn't elevate anything, and I was really disappointed in it.
So this sums up our review of Artemis Fowl on Disney Plus. Let us know down below if you are going to check it out or have checked it out already. Let us know your thoughts, what you thought about it. Always remember to like and subscribe. We always appreciate your support, and we'll see
See
you
you
next
next time.
time.